Hi, Stories Channel here.
And today we are going through a 2010 horror comedy called Tucker and Dale vs. Evil. Then, a flashback of 3 days ago is shown where a group of college teens, Allison, Chad, Chuck, Naomi, Jason, Mitch, Mike, and Todd are going to camp in West Virginia. On their way, they meet two hillbillies, Tucker and Dale, who have just bought their dream vacation home, and they look at the group very strangely. The group stops at a gas station and Chad and Allison go inside a store where they find Tucker buying stuff like nails, baling hooks, hacksaw, scythe, and clamps. Chad goes to the back of the store to get a beer while Allison looks around in the store and encounters Dale, who gives her a weird stare. Suddenly, Chloe appears and tells Allison that they should leave as that place is very creepy. In the next scene, Tucker encourages Dale to go and talk to Allison, but Dale tells him that she belongs to high class and guys like him used to fix her toilet. However, he tries to talk to Allison, but because of his odd appearance, he ends up scaring Allison and her friends. On the way to the cabin that Tucker has recently bought, Dale tells Tucker that he cannot talk to ladies the way Tucker can because Dale always makes things worse and acts like an idiot around ladies. At the same time, Tucker sees a sheriff approaching them and he stops the car. The sheriff asks Tucker for a license, but he tells him that he has lost his wallet a couple of weeks back and he gives him a mail printout of the license. Then, they tell him that they are going to a vacation home up by Morris Lake. But the sheriff warns them of the dangers up there. He then tells them that he has pulled them over because of the broken turn signal. He asks them to get that fixed and then he leaves. Tucker and Dale think that the cop acts weird and he is jealous because he cannot afford a place of his own. After this, they both arrive at their decrepit cabin and find a lot of newspaper clippings on the wall detailing the Memorial Day massacre. But the two ignore it and start repairing the cabin. Next, we see that the group of college teens has arrived in the woods to camp. As they all chatter, Chad tells them a real story about the Memorial Day massacre that happened 20 years ago in that very woods. He tells them that a group of college friends, just like them, arrived in the woods. Then, we are shown a group of college friends that are killed by a couple of men with an axe. Chad tells everyone that there was only one survivor who told about the incident. After this, Mike appears and he tells them that he has found a lake. In the next scene, they all go skinny dipping where Tucker and Dale are fishing. Allison stands on a rock and takes off her clothes for swimming, but she is startled by Tucker and Dale who are watching her. She falls and hits her head. When she does not come out of the water for a long time, Tucker and Dale row towards her and save her from drowning. Allison's friends see Tucker and Dale laying her in the boat and assume that Tucker and Dale are kidnapping her. They scream and run back to Chad, who is at the campsite. When Tucker and Dale see her friends leaving her alone, they take her to their cabin. The next morning, Allison wakes up in Tucker and Dale's cabin. At first, she is scared, but she gradually befriends them. The group of college teens search for Allison and arrive near the cabin. One of the friends, Chuck, leaves to get the police. After this, they decide to send Mitch into the cabin to look for Allison. While cutting the wood, Tucker saws into a bee's nest unknowingly. As Mitch approaches the cabin, Tucker angers some bees and frantically waves around his chainsaw, which the college teens misinterpret as an attack, so they run away to save their lives. While running in the woods, Mitch thinks that Tucker is after him while Tucker is trying to avoid the bees around him. Then, Mitch accidentally impales himself on a sharp edge of a broken tree and dies. Meanwhile, Dale and Allison play a game and talk about Allison's ambition. She tells him that she wants to be a therapist because she thinks that all the conflicts in the world are because of a lack of communication. Suddenly, Tucker appears and shocks Dale with his exhausted condition. He tells Allison that he saw Mitch running because of the swarming bees. She immediately decides to go for her friends, but Tucker and Dale ask her to harvest while they go out and get her friends. She tells them to be careful as her friends can be judgmental about them. Chad and others find Mitch's body and think that the killer has left it as a message for them. Chad persuades others that they are in a battle for survival. Suddenly, they hear Tucker and Dale chatting and approaching them. They hide behind a broken tree. Tucker shouts for them, but in the end, Dale carves a note on a log and they both leave. The group reads the note and misinterprets it as Allison is in their captivity. Then, Allison's friends follow Tucker and Dale back to their cabin and see Allison helping out Dale with the construction of an outhouse, but they assume she is being made to dig her own grave. The college teens attack Tucker and Dale. When Todd tries to attack Dale, he falls into a shitter hole and impales himself on a spear. Allison is accidentally knocked out by Dale's shovel while he tries to protect himself. Chloe, Naomi and Mike go around Tucker at the wood chipper, but during an attempt to attack Tucker, Mike throws himself into the wood chipper by a twist of fate. Chloe and Naomi think that Tucker killed Mike when he is trying to save Mike from the wood chipper. Tucker goes into the cabin and finds Dale and unconscious Allison. He tells Dale that the college teens might have come into the woods to commit suicide. Dale suggests to Tucker that they should call the police, but then they give up the idea as they don't want to get into any problem and decide to clean the mess up. While Tucker and Dale are pulling Mike's body out of the wood chipper, Sheriff Gurr arrives at the cabin with the college teens in his car. He investigates Tucker and Dale, who tell him that the kids are on suicide pact. They tell Sheriff Gurr that the teens started killing themselves around their cabin. They tell him that they suspect that the teens would even kill Allison, who is in their cabin. Sheriff Gurr and the two go inside, where Sheriff Gurr tries to threaten them, but he is hit with a loose beam. He rushes outside in pain, and the college teens think that he has been attacked by Tucker and Dale. Chuck gets out of the car and takes the sheriff's gun to threaten Tucker and Dale, but ends up shooting himself dead by mistake. Chad shows up near the cabin and reunites with the other college teens. He threatens to kill Tucker and Dale's dog with the gun. Tucker and Dale get worried about their dog, Jangers, and then Tucker decides to go outside the cabin through the back door to save Jangers while Dale distracts the college teens through the window. Tucker releases Jangers, but Chad sees him and all the college teens run after Tucker in the woods. Tucker hides under a log, but Chad finds him and knocks him out on the spot. In the next scene, Tucker wakes up and finds himself hanging upside down from a tree branch. He finds the college teens standing in front of him. He asks Chad to let him go, but he hits him with the axe. When Allison wakes up, she sees bloodstains on Dale's arms and asks him what has happened. Dale cries and asks her if her friends take some sort of medication for mental illness. Allison gets confused and then learns that her friends are on a suicide pact. She tells Dale that there must have been a misunderstanding. Dale tells her that her friends are out there to kill Tucker and his dog, Jangers. Suddenly, they hear a thud at the door and Dale freaks out. He tries to stop Allison from opening the door, but she insists to him that she will sort out everything. She goes outside and gets terrified to see the dead bodies of her friends. She finds something enclosed in a piece of cloth and brings it inside the cabin. Dale recognizes that the piece of cloth belongs to Tucker's shirt, and when Allison opens it, she drops it on the floor on finding 2 chopped bowling fingers of Tucker. They also find a note with the fingers telling that Dale should come to get his friend. Dale decides to go and save Tucker, but Allison tells him that they don't need to escalate the matter and explains to him that her friends must have suspected him to harm her. She tells him that when they first saw Tucker and Dale at the store, they looked creepy. She then apologizes to him for misjudging both of them. However, Dale leaves the cabin and goes to search Tucker in the woods. He finds his cap, and then he gets terrified to find Mitch impaled on a broken tree. He goes ahead and finds Tucker hanging upside down with his arms tied at his back. As Dale approaches him, Tucker tries to stop him as there is a trap, but Dale misunderstands him and gets attacked by a wooden stick that comes at his crotch. He pulls it out and then releases Tucker. On the contrary, Chad and Naomi sneak into the cabin and find Allison alone. She tries to explain to them how everything occurred because of a misunderstanding, but Chad doesn't listen to him and pours petrol all over the walls of the cabin. Allison stops him and tells him that the cabin is Tucker and Dale's vacation home. She tells them that Tucker and Dale behaved like gentlemen all the time, but her friends have been terrorizing them. Naomi accuses Allison of having Stockholm Syndrome, which is a condition that makes an abductee fall in love with his kidnapper. Meanwhile, Tucker and Dale return to the cabin, and Chad try to attack them with the axe. But Allison convinces them to sit down for a cup of tea and sort out everything through conversation. She pours them tea and asks Chad to tell his side of the story. Chad tells them that his grandmother told him the story of his parents when they were killed in the Memorial Day massacre 20 years ago. He tells them that his parents were attacked by hillbillies who were just like Tucker and Dale. The hillbillies murdered everyone for fun. His mother ran for her life, but the men captured her. Chad's father didn't know that she was pregnant, and the men tortured her right in front of him, but his mother somehow fought back and she escaped. The hillbillies then burned his father alive and his body was never found. Then, Chad tells them that by the time he was born, his mother was already institutionalized. Jason and Chloe arrive outside the cabin and they are shocked to find that a calm discussion is going on inside the cabin. Then, Allison asks Dale to share his side of the story, but he only tells her that he has nothing to do with the hillbillies who murdered Chad's parents. Suddenly, Jason and Chloe break in to save everyone. Jason attempts to attack Tucker with a hacksaw but accidentally kills Naomi with it. Meanwhile, frustrated Chad throws the table on Dale and tries to attack him with the axe, but Tucker hits him and moves him away. Chad picks up a lantern and throws it on Tucker and Dale, but it rather falls on Jason and a fire breaks out, killing Jason and Chloe. Tucker, Dale, and Allison escape, but Chad is pulled back by Naomi, who is still alive, and she asks him for help. When Allison, Tucker, and Dale get outside, the cabin explodes. After this, Chad, who has become insane and vows revenge, comes out alive. Allison, Tucker, and Dale get into the pickup truck quickly and drive into the woods, but they face a car crash. Next, we see that Dale wakes up in the pickup truck and learns that Chad has taken Allison. Tucker encourages him to ask her out and tells him that he has always been smart and handsome. Then, Dale goes with Jengers to find Allison in the woods and arrives at a sawmill. There Chad ties up Allison and kisses her forcibly. Dale comes in and fights Chad, and somehow he and Allison hide in an upstairs office and block the door with some boxes. While looking around in the office, Allison finds a newspaper that reveals Chad's father was the killer and rapist of the incident that took place 20 years ago. Suddenly, Chad breaks through the door with the help of the chainsaw and they both tell Chad about his father. Chad becomes enraged and refuses to accept the truth. He continues to attack, but Dale stops him by throwing a chamomile tea at Chad and gives him an asthma attack. Chad, standing near a window, loses his balance and falls off the building. The police and a news crew arrive late at the cabin and broadcast a news report about the deaths that appear as a suicide pact and a deranged killer, Chad, who has survived the fall. The reporter and cameraman are the same two from the opening scene of the movie. Tucker watches the news while recovering in the hospital. Then, Dale appears and learns that Tucker's fingers have been recovered. Tucker asks him if he has managed to ask Allison out, and he is happy to know that Allison and Dale are going on bowling. Later, at the bowling alley, Dale encourages some hillbilly to talk to some girls. As Dale and Allison confess their feelings to each other and kiss, the other hillbilly accidentally knocks out a girl, starting a new misunderstanding, and the movie ends here. Thanks for watching, guys.